How on God's green earth have you burnt through 200 million, at least, in 3 years on this abomination? Ladies and gents, we are back today with another video, and this is one that kind of excites me a little bit. We're going to have to dive into this because I don't want to sound like an all-seeing eye, an oracle, but I've got to be honest, the writing was on the wall with this one, and this is such a... This was always going to happen. We all knew it. Crypto MMORPG EmberSword shuts down despite $203 million land pledge. Now, if the name rings a bell, it's most likely because you watch this channel, and I have covered this in the past. In fact, when did I cover this? Let me check. So it was 3 years ago that I covered this, and obviously, where do we even start with it? Where do we even start? Essentially, they were selling digital land. Again, this seems to be the biggest crypto trend. Selling non-existent land for real-life money that goes through their fake money, right? Typical crypto crap. And obviously, people were trying to sell digital houses for 800k, you know, more than an actual real-life house in the UK. Just about at this moment in time. We're not going to get into that though. And it was another one of those games where everything was kind of promised, but the things that were being shown off didn't even really reflect what was promised. And all of that aside, it was just... I always use this term, it was a nothing burger of a game. It was a kind of Fortnite graphics, but more chibi style Diablo, but with none of the things that people enjoy about Diablo. So essentially, the game was destined for the dumpster from day one, for any gamer. And we keep seeing this happen time and time again, and it just never changes. There are only 3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and the fact that a crypto game will inevitably flop and fall on its face. And that is what's happened here. So let's dive into this and see what's gone wrong with this, and see how with $200 million they've managed to not make a game that is fundamentally just bad. First of all though, a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Into the AM, and today they want me to tell you about their amazing spring collection and their button-up shirts. These beautifully designed shirts are made of lightweight premium performance fabric with 4-way stretch, a relaxed fit, and UPF 30 sun protection. The material is quick drying and moisture wicking, so no more being sweaty in the sun. I've been wearing Into the AM's clothing in most of my videos for the last year plus now, and honestly, I can't say enough good words about it. The print quality is fantastic, and it stays exactly the way it was when you bought it, after however many washes it goes through. So if design shirts are your sort of thing, click my link down in the description below to grab some for yourself. And if shirts aren't your sort of thing, they also make these incredibly designed t-shirts with incredibly premium quality, fantastic stretch, beautiful fit. So if that's more your style, you can also grab those from Into the AM as well. And with that said, without further ado, let's get back to the video. So in the article posted by PC Games, they go into the fact that this is now done. Dunzo. No more. Crypto. Gone. People. Lost. Crypto bros. Crying. Blockchain MMORPG EmberSword has been shut down by its creator several years after it received more than $200 million in pledges for virtual plots of land. To clarify, this is just the money that came from people putting in money for the land, buying virtual real estate, as they call it. This doesn't include any money that they would have got from outside investors or anything else. I don't know if they did. I don't know how much that would be, but this doesn't include that. This is just the players putting in money to buy land that would eventually be part of this game. Meaning they haven't had to sell or fork over any digital costly goods for this 200 million. They just took it with the promise of giving land to the people when the game is real, when it's, you know, realized. And we all knew it never would be. I explicitly said that in my last video. This is not going to happen. This is vaporware. It's another scam. And here we are. After it received more than $200 million in pledges for virtual land plots, the multiplayer game, which promised a world filled with PvE and PvP activities, featuring no pay to win, and employed its own cryptocurrency token as a way to trade for cosmetic items that were treated as NFTs, has now been taken offline. The upcoming MMORPG made use of its own Ember tokens on the Ethereum blockchain, used as a way to trade a range of land, premium cosmetics and emotes, and collectible items. In particular, it would allow players to buy and own a piece of land that they could theoretically trade in the future. In August 2021, EmberSword developers Brightstar Studio saw a collective 203 million pledged in a virtual land sale that had community applications made for nearly 35,000 plots. Early access then began in November 2024. And this is something that I really want to highlight. Have you noticed, if these games don't just run day one, you know, after funding, they always run within a year of their early access coming out. They always pull the plug and they're like, no, we're donezo. And I've got to be honest, the reason for it is quite plain and simple. It really is. They realise that all these people who've bought in to try and make a cool penny off of the next fool that wants to come along and hold the hot potato don't want to play the game because it's shit. Also, the people that they're hoping to sell the land to, you know, the gamers that they're going to get in, don't want to play. Because why would you want to play? And I mean, let's just look at this trailer. Why would you want to play this when you could play this anywhere else? Oh my God, why is the res so low on this? That's 1080p. It's definitely not. But why would you want to play this when you could play... I mean, let's be real, right? Let's skip back to some UI elements here. It's all just asset packs. And I don't care what people say about, like this, the UI and everything. People say, oh, asset packs are fine. And I agree. People have got it very warped that I think asset packs are not okay. That is what they're there for. They are there to speed up development and prototyping. If a game comes out with it and it's an indie game on an extremely low budget, asset packs are totally okay. But when you have taken $200 million and this is what you have to offer, like, I can tell you now, most of these are Cinti asset packs that have been jumbled together. Why do I know this? Because I own a lot of Cinti asset packs for grey boxing, for projects. And occasionally there's some assets in there that I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how I would have made that. I'm just going to use it. $200 million, I need to remind you. The UI is just so bare bones, Billy bollocks, there's nothing here. The minimap is, again, just a plugin that's chucked in. There's no style to it. It's just a hodgepodge. And to clarify, I know this is a style that some people are like, yeah, no, the gameplay's good, so I'm okay with this style. But the problem is, no one is going to play this if it's got crypto involved. And we see this like an endless, like, cyclical movement, right? The people buying in are touting that they're going to play this for the rest of their lives because, my God, such good money opportunities. And then they realise, actually, I'm not going to make any money by playing this. I've already bought the land. I'm just going to sell it on to the next greater fool. So even the people who have funded the game don't want to play the game. So then the developers get it in early access. They're all hyped up for these, you know, these players that have put $200 million in to come and play it, get an ecosystem going in the game, get a community rolling to bring in the gamers. And it's a barren wasteland. There's no one there. The lights are on, but no one's home. It's always really hard to pinpoint with crypto games what in particular was the failure. And that's because it's usually a combination and amalgamation of everything. There's just really nothing of interest here. And anything here that people might be interested in, there are non-crypto versions of it. So people can just play this anywhere, and people are already today playing it in other places. So this brings us to their website, because obviously the game's donezo. So the website has now got an update. So let's see what they have to say about this, see if they shed any light on this. Hi everyone, this is one of the hardest announcements we've had to make. Back in December, we shared how we were fighting to keep EmberSword moving forward despite the challenges. And this is going to be interesting to see what these challenges are, because the money was not a challenge. They have the money. Many of you have been patiently waiting for an update, and whilst this isn't the news we hope to deliver, it's important that we share it now. Our passion for MMOs runs deep. We've spent our lives playing, building, and dreaming about worlds where strangers become friends. Weird way to put it. Where effort and skill are rewarded, and where stories come alive through shared experiences. We also believe, still deeply, that blockchain technology has the potential to reshape these worlds for the better and give players real ownership, agency, and value for their time. This is such a non-argument, and I just absolutely hate seeing it come up. The ownership thing. Right, people say, well, you don't own your items in RuneScape. You don't own them in World of Warcraft. That they're stored on a server and that they can be changed at any time. Right. But they're not. They're just not. That's not what happens. The game companies aren't there trying to screw you over and saying, oh, your Armadillo Godsword, guess what? It's Bronze Dagger now, bitch. No, they're not doing that because that is fundamentally a stupid thing to do. This is proposing a solve to a problem that doesn't exist. And then they say, yeah, but you own it. Like, you do. You're the one who can transact it everywhere. Right. But you still have the same problem that when the game shuts down, and this is a prime example, like this one, you can't do anything with it. You can't... I mean, you can sell that land, but no one will buy it because the game doesn't exist. And people say, oh, well, they were buying it before the game existed. Yes, but there was the promise of the game actually existing and staying around. Now that the game has existed, has failed, and no longer exists, no one is going to be speculatively buying it because it is permanently valueless now. But I digress. This is a problem that I see everywhere and I hate it. When we started, it was about proving that the great game design on the blockchain could work and could feel fun, fair, and rewarding. Thanks to the incredible team here and your support, we got further than many ever thought we could. I don't think this is something to boast about because I think they've grossly misunderstood what people meant by how far they could get. We never said they couldn't make a game. You can make a game. Anyone can make a game. There is no, oh, we don't think you can make a game. What people said is that it's fundamentally flawed because it is a blockchain game. No one's going to want to play it. It'll be dead on arrival, or it'll be cancelled or pulled or rug pulled. And here we are. It's happened. You didn't get further than anyone thought you could. You got to the finish line of where people thought you could. You've done exactly what everyone called you out for, myself included. It's not the flex they think it is to put this, but anyway. Despite strong early support, promising early access player stats, and a passionate community, no, they were passionate about the money, we were ultimately unable to secure the funding needed to continue. How on God's green earth have you burnt through 200 million, at least, in 3 years on this abomination? How? Because I don't believe you have, and I would actually love to see the table of allocated money for this project, because there is no chance at all that you spent $200 million on this garbage. Most of it is templates, store-bought assets, and template project bits. You have not spent 200 million on this. I do not care what you say until you show me the figures with actual proof, but I do not believe it. And this needs to be investigated. We explored every possible way forward, but in today's market, where even some of the most promising projects are shutting down, we couldn't find a path to keep building. Our journey and the servers will go offline. As part of this, Discord channels will also be closed to avoid confusion or scams. No, the Discord channels will be deleted to remove liability for this. For when people start digging into this and looking at, well, where has the money gone? Because it hasn't gone on this. Not all of it, there's no chance. I would be astounded if even half of that 200 million went on this. I don't see how it could have. There's no feasible way. This isn't the ending any of us wanted, but we wanted to sincerely thank you for being here, for believing in this vision, and for helping make EmberSword something we'll never forget. Bro, the other people won't forget it either because they've just lost all their money. Because there's nothing here about refunds because it's NFTs and blockchain. Sucks to suck, my dude. People are just shit out of luck. Again, as always. They've just been absolutely bent over the rails and I constantly say this. I don't feel sorry for the people getting involved in this crypto shit. Because it is, as I say, it's a tale as old as time. This 100% needs to be investigated. Because I knew they'd raised a lot of money. I didn't know it was 200 million though. So that changes everything with this. And this is the problem with all these big crypto projects shutting down. And them using the, in today's current market. It's paving the way for big projects that have roped in a load of money and realised we're probably not going to make any more than this, to just pull the plug and say, sorry, we ran out of money. So this is only going to get more common from here on out. But anyway, ladies and gents, this was a quick one to look into today. This was a bit of a victory parade for me. I've just spent the week redoing the office. Nothing you're going to see, but I'll chuck it on screen. Finally bought a sit-stand desk because, my God, my back is absolutely demolished from the car crash 3 years ago, and it started to catch up with me. So yeah, picture on the screen right now of that beauty. Ignore the wires. The cable management cover is coming later today. As always, a massive thank you to the patrons. You guys absolutely rule. Could not do this without you. And as always, until next time, take care.